It's here, in the sod-in mound of flowers and tributes. This note, a simple, poignant reminder they were not alone. The victims of Monday's attack had no connection to one another. It seems fitting that strangers keep offering solace.
You always hear of it happening, somewhere else, not right outside of where you work or where you live. So.
The randomness of the attack, knowing that it could have been anyone here, has created communities of sorrow. This group works at a nearby government office.
Not only we want to show our heartfelt and condolences about grieving families, we want to show the support that we care about them.
A few minutes later, postal workers came together too.
It's difficult. It really is very difficult because it didn't just affect those lives, but every single person that knew them and their extended families and friends. So it's very sad.
The identities of the victims are trickling out. So are the outlines of their lives. Today, Renuka Amarasinghe, a single mother of a 7-year-old boy. Amarasinghe worked for the Toronto School Board. She had just finished her first day of work at this school. Her close friend is devastated, especially for the son she leaves behind.
She always told me every time when I met her, my only dream is, I want to live until my son finishes studies and stand his own feet. After, I am free to die. Because she's a single mom, she always dreamed about her child.
Family friends are taking care of the boy. A GoFundMe campaign is underway to support his suddenly broken life. Another victim CBC News has confirmed, Shar Min Gang, a chef described by friends and colleagues as passionate and kind. He leaves behind a wife in South Korea. His last moments comforted by a stranger who wants to remain anonymous.
I was holding onto his hand. I was raising my voice a bit. I was just like, come on, like, ambulance are here. They're going to come get you.
Also among the dead, 94-year-old Betty Forsyth, who neighbors say loved to feed the birds on her regular walks. The diversity of the victims named so far speaks to the cities too. And while on this stretch, 10 separate, disparate lives ended, their deaths may leave a resilient connection behind. A neighborhood church a few steps away offers respite. Reverend Bruce Jones also offers hope.
I think this could be the seminal moment when not only Willowdale, but Yonge and Finch becomes a special community that identifies itself, that people will proudly wear, I'm from Yonge and Finch.
The Reverend Ian is planning a special service this Sunday to honor the victims and to speak to that notion of shared sorrow.
And Joanna, let's talk about another angle on this story. Toronto police giving an update today on Constable Ken Lamb, who, of course, arrested that suspect without firing a shot.
Yes, in fact, they were talking about the fact that he's still very overwhelmed. He's still processing what happened, still deconstructing it frame by frame, and also thinking about how it could have unfolded very differently. Here's what the deputy police chief had to say about that.
Well, when I say treatment, I don't want you to think that he's going to see a doctor, he's under medication or anything like that. There's mandatory protocol that we have to go through when you go through a traumatic experience. He has to see our service psychologist. He has to see our medical bureau. And he has to disclose to us. He has to talk to psychologists. We wanted him to talk this out, talk it out until we're comfortable at his state of mind, that he understands what took place. Because right now he's still asking me, asking his colleagues, did I make the right decision? What if I opened fire that day? What would happen to me? These are things that's still been going through his mind.
So, Joanna, we're hearing from people talking about Constable Lamb, but not directly from him, at least not yet.
Not yet, Ian. You know, he's a key witness to this, so he can't say much publicly until after the trial, but police understand the public wants to hear from him, wants to hear him say something about what happened. So they do expect and they do hope that he will issue a brief statement or maybe even make an appearance in the coming days. It's just a question of when he's up to it.
All right, that would be nice. Joanna Remiliotis at the scene of the vigil this evening. Thank you. Since Monday, donors have pledged more than $830,000 to campaigns raising funds in the name of the attack victims. The Toronto Foundation, in official partnership with the city, has raised just over $500,000. That includes some major corporate donations. There are also a number of campaigns on the GoFundMe site. Together, they've raised more than $300,000.